In this video, I'm going to talk about the exact 3 reasons and finding the truth on why most brands are not able to scale past $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 per month. And it's, I've been able to work with over 100 and work and consult with over 100 plus e-commerce brands, and I've recognized certain patterns. These 3 things that I'm going to cover in this video are absolutely detrimental towards making sure that you actually break through $500,000 a month. Now, to get going, I'm going to show you one of our clients to see what is actually possible to achieve when you work on these 3 simple aspects, and then I'm going to show you a quick diagram to go over these aspects individually so you understand the principles that I'm talking about. Okay, with no further ado, let's get right into the video. As usual, before we get going with the video, here's just one of our clients so you can understand also and know for your own context what caliber of clients that we're working with. And of course, we have clients at different stages, even smaller, in some cases even bigger. And so this is just one of our clients. Now, how do we achieve results past $500,000 a month? And as I told you in the intro of the video, there have been certain pattern recognitions that I have been able to kind of document. And I want to bring you through 3 principles. You may or may have not seen these diagrams before, but make sure, even if you have, make sure to stick until the end, because I'm going to bring you through some concepts, especially the 3rd one, that is very, very extremely important. This is probably, it's the smallest one, the smallest graphical representation, let's call it, but it's actually one of the most important ones. Of course, these are important as well. So there's 3 different things, 1, 2, and 3. Let me start on the top, so we are on the same page over here. So first of all, the major problem, so what I see very, very commonly, let me just zoom a little bit more out. What I see very, very commonly is that brands that do typically 6 figures or like low 7 figures, like maybe $1 or $2 million a year, are typically the brands that sell like one type of product in one way, with like one marketing angle, with one creative approach, right? They may be see that the product works, okay, and they sell it, and then they move on to marketing angle, and they see that angle number 1 works in the best way, and then they see that, I don't know, UGC videos in a certain way with a certain hook work in the best way, and so they scale that, which is amazing. It works amazingly, but the only problem is that they stop there, and so they think that just by focusing on one product, one marketing angle, one creative concept, right, one hook, will allow them to get to basically unlimited amounts of revenue. This is actually not how it works. And so, what we need to do here, and how 8-figure businesses scale, I would say is the frame of the conversation here, is that they do the same exact thing that the 7-figure business is doing, but they're replicating the same exact process horizontally. So, of course, by the way, here, broad, make sure, guys, you're going broad with your marketing. That's what they do. So they leave everything broad and they focus on creative concepts, but most importantly on the marketing angle. And what is an example of a marketing angle? So let's just say we're selling this water bottle. One marketing angle is this bottle is small and you can bring it wherever you want. Okay, so the benefits of like size. Another angle could be health, right? If you don't drink, you're unhealthy, and so like this is what I'm talking about when it comes to marketing angle. And so there's multiple different propositions or ways in which you can present your product to the market, and by doing that, the offer is the same, right? You can have the same offer, same product, but you can present the product in various different ways. And you will, if you start doing this, you will start seeing that marketing angle number 1, the health angle, will outperform any other angle. And let's just say you're finding you actually scaled to 7 figures. Don't even be surprised if you find another angle that scales even past 7 figures, right? So, or adds an extra 7 figures, that's what I meant, to the company. So you should see this as like a distribution of your cash flow. So like 20% is going here, another 30% is going here, another 20% is going here. And then of course, if you combine all of these forces together, maybe you're making 500K here, $1 million over here, $3 million over here. And then of course you get your way to 8 figures. But that's typically also a way to do it. And then of course there's other companies that just like scale horizontally. So they sell like hundreds of if not, we've worked with some clients that have like thousands of products. And so if your business is like only product focused, meaning that you scale horizontally and you have like hundreds of thousands of SKUs or whatever, maybe you're like in home decor, you can actually scale horizontally and maybe like focus a little less on like the marketing angle. For example, you find one way to promote a product, it works, you keep pushing it, and then you just focus on the next product. I understand that, but we actually had funny story, we've had a home decor client, and so what ends up happening is that even if they have a lot of products, you'll see that the top performing products are like between 5 and 10, right? It's unlikely that there's like 200 winning products running at the same time. And so what we do is that we kind of like isolate those in a little group, and then we kind of like scale with this operation as well, right? So that was just a side story. So make sure that you're scaling horizontally with marketing angles. It will completely change the profitability of your business. Now, same thing, same exact concept when it comes to offers, right? So you can test and scale with marketing angles, and you should see this diagram over here, and this is by the way what most people do. Just the way that I explain marketing angles, just like you can scale marketing angles, you should be able to scale offers, right? And different landing pages, right? And so this is what most people do. They run a bunch of creatives, they find one offer or one let's call it market proposition, they present it to their ideal customer and it works, they make 7 figures, but probably one offer is not going to get you to 8 figures. And that's what I've seen multiple times, at least in this e-commerce space, based on my experience. And so what we need to do here, what you should do, as I state over here, let's put it in bold, is that you should still focus on your creatives, right? Really, really important. But you should scale horizontally. So you should have offer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you want. And I actually did a case study, I think it was like 4, 5, 6 videos ago, where I literally bring you through Truly. Truly is a beauty company, and they're doing very, very well. They're doing 8 figures. And if you go and funnel hack them, they basically have like 10 or 12 different offers running at the same exact time. Okay, which gives you perspective on what I'm talking about over here. Same product, different offer, okay? And so this is really detrimental. And same thing as I explained before, you will notice that there's gonna be a distribution between offer 1, offer 2, offer 3, 4, 5, 6, and eventually what ends up happening, just like marketing angles, this will be a distribution of your cash flow. One other thing to note here is that if you just run one offer with one marketing angle, you also have to understand that eventually there's something called market sophistication. Just like a product can get like overly saturated, a marketing angle can get overly saturated, right? Maybe people, if you're pushing this bottle and talking about health, probably there's gonna end up, there's gonna be a point in time where everybody's tired of hearing, here, get your bottle because it's good for your health. Maybe they want other benefits. Maybe they need to be convinced in other ways. So same thing applies with marketing angles and offers. And so if you can increase the distribution of your income, it's less risky. So let's just say this falls off to, instead of like whatever 60%, it falls off to 30%. At least you didn't lose like 90% of your cash flow. Right? Imagine just relying on one offer or one marketing angle or one product, same thing. And like after 6 months of doing very well, it just goes down and you're just not really profitable and like boom, it goes down. At least you have 5 or 6 or other cash flowing opportunities that are running on the back end. And as you start and as you test other offers that, eventually go back up, at least you have other distributions over here. So hopefully this makes sense. So make sure to test marketing angles and make sure to test different offers. But before you do all of this, you need to understand even almost, I would say, a more important principle, and which is why I'm really hoping that you're sticking here until the end. Understanding levels of prioritization. If you understand how to prioritize your testing, you are 100 steps ahead. And I have 2 scenarios here. One is for advertising, so front end, and one is for landing pages, so like more like back end things after people click on the ad, okay? And so this is kind of like a flow that works very well for us. And I'll give you an example. Let me first tell you what most companies do and why they spend so much time and resources trying to figure out what works. And it's because they are not able to prioritize testing. And so once they find the winning product, instead of like focusing on marketing angle, which is by far more important, like scaling and finding a winning marketing angle, the way you present your product to the market with the health benefit, the whatever benefit or the whatever marketing angle you're proposing, the example I shared before, this is way more important than ad copy. And so people will literally like test the product and say like, okay, let me then test creative concepts and then headlines and then ad copy. And so the level of importance of these things is very different, because the headline is definitely not going to be as important as the marketing angle or the creative or the ad copy. This is how it works. And one other things they do is that they test the marketing angle and the creative concept and the ad copy at the same time. And so they're not able to understand, and maybe it works, right? But then they're not able to understand what was the one variant or variable that actually got them to that level, right? So understanding levels of prioritization is really, really important. So this is an example for advertising. So the most important thing here initially is the product, of course, making sure you sell a product that you know is in demand and people want. Without this, you shouldn't focus on headlines, right? Then marketing angle, then creative concept. Creative concept is basically whether it's an image, whether it's a video, whether it's like a POV ad or like a UGC ad or unboxing. Like that's the creative concept, before and after, right? Us versus them. These are kind of like the creative concepts. And then ad copy, of course, and then headline. And then of course there's like maybe other variables here, but I just wanted to give you bring you through an example. Let's go through the same thing with landing pages. What most people, landing pages is maybe even crazier, because like what most people do is that they test the landing page and then they try to tweak the offer, the copy, and the structure of the page all at once. Literally all at once. And I also can understand why. It's because like they're impatient, people are impatient, they want to see, like, they have so many ideas going in their mind. But making sure that you're responsible with like how you prioritize and choose what to test one variable at a time is really important. An example here is that the marketing angle for a landing page is really important. So what is the landing page actually about? Is it about marketing angle 1, 2, 3, or 4? This is going to be the foundation. Next thing you should focus on over here for landing pages example is the offer, because the offer, if you change an offer, it can drastically increase the conversion rate and the average order value. I've seen scenarios where we have the same exact page, same exact angle, but we switch the offer, making it better or improving upon it, and the conversion rate goes from 1% to 2%, just like that. Or you get my point, right? So this is, the reality is that offer, as much as like copywriting is really important, like if you're a great copywriter, you can convert more people, but the way you present your offer is going to be more important and will allow you to see like more fluctuations of results compared to copy or structure of the page or other things. So these are the two things. Then there's copywriting. Of course, if you're a great copywriter, a great persuader, it's going to really, really help with conversion rate. And then of course the structure of the page, and then there's like things like color, titles, product names, and more. And so this is where you get to a point where you're making like millions a month, right? And then all you have to like start worrying about is that that all these things are proven, and now you just start tweaking like product titles or the way that you name your product or colors, and you will see like 0.1% increase in conversion rate, but that 0.1% increase in conversion rate is actually an extra like $50,000 a month or $70,000 a month. So you get my point. And so prioritize things. If you don't do this, and if you don't understand this concept, going and testing all these things will not actually make sense. It will not. So you need to understand how to prioritize your testing before testing. If you don't know how to test and prioritize things, you should not actually test in the first place. It doesn't actually make sense. You're spinning around and hoping that something sticks, and then when you see that something sticks and works, you actually don't know why, because you haven't isolated your variables. Okay, that's it for this video. These are the three detrimental concepts that I've noticed over time that allow businesses to go really to the next level and scale to $1 million a month or more. Okay, hope this video was valuable. And by the way, as I usually say, if you're in the looks of growing and growth and perhaps partnering with a growth agency like ours, Brandlux Media, you can actually just book in a call. We're offering free audits and free consultations, like free strategy sessions. We can hop on a call. It's going to be like a super laid back conversation. If you're doing at least, 30, 40, 50,000 a month, hopefully 100, that would be probably a little bit better. But if you are along those revenue streams, feel free to book a call and you will speak either with me or one of my team members. Okay, give me some suggestions for other videos, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and see you in the next one. Bye.